going to go up on YouTube. Going to show you how to set up your plasma cutter. And again, what this plasma cutter will do is take atmospheric air and it heats it super hot so it conducts electricity. Let me go get the air. You guys need to make me laugh.
I hope it happens again.
All right. On the back side of your plasma cutter, there's an air filter. To hook up the hose, it's important that you know how to do that. You pull back this outside sheath, place it over the attachment, and then allow that sheath to go back to normal. And it holds it right in place. So that's all we need right there. I've got it plugged in. This happens to be with normal 120 volts, okay, just a regular outlet. We need to conduct some electricity, so I need to hook up the ground cable to the metal, and we also have the torch handle itself, okay? Now this puts out a little bit of ultraviolet light, and so therefore you'll need a mask, a shade probably about 6. The shades of the lenses go from 1 to 19, 19 being the darkest lens. Your regular safety glasses and your regular sunglasses do not go dark enough. You need something a little bit darker than that. Okay. Now, if I catch a little arc flash, am I automatically going to go blind?
No.
Probably not. Okay. But we just want to have this for long term. Okay. So I'm going to pull my regular glasses down over that. Adjust my helmet. To adjust my helmet, I press in on this button and adjust it the direction I want to go. Don't be pulling on it, and don't just force this open or close, because you'll round out the little plastic gears inside of the adjustment part right here. So I'm ready to roll. When I first turn it on, I've got 2 adjustments. This gives me the amperage output. Goes from 0 to 25. And if it's adjusted to approximately 20, right here, I'm ready to go. I've got 2 parts that wear out on this. There's a cup and an electrode inside this handle here, the blowtorch handle. After a while, they will enlarge. And when they do enlarge, it's hard to get the torch to fire. Okay? And when I say fire, we don't have any plasma coming out the end. What deteriorates those mostly is water, and I've got 1 filter on the back of the plasma cutter where I hooked up the air, and that is a filter to filter out some of the water. Okay, for whatever reason, it's still not filtering out all of the water, and so water will erode these electrode tips away. Okay, but if they give us problems, we just simply get another tip. Okay, so understand that if it's not firing, it's not necessarily your fault. I need to probably put on a different tip. Now, if I prolong and use my plasma cutter a lot, I can get ahead of the air, meaning I'm using more air than what it's pumping up. I need to have a minimum amount of air pressure here, and I think it's about 40 pounds. And so if I get less than 40 pounds, the plasma cutter will not work. Okay? So you just simply have to stop, wait for probably a minute, and then you can start cutting again. Okay? Now, what works out best for me, and I'd like to have you do the same. I like to wear 1 glove. I like to have it be the left-handed glove, and the reason I'm going to do that is I'm going to hold this down right on top of the metal. I'm not going to hold it at any angle. I'm going to hold it down to where it's perpendicular. Perpendicular is a big word for me. Perpendicular, right angle to the metal itself. Okay? I'd like to have that just kind of float over the top. So if I have any distance in between the plasma tip, blowtorch handle, or tip and the metal, it would be very, very small. Maybe a 32nd of an inch or even less. Best, it would not drag on the metal, but if you do drag it, it's not the end of the world. It'll still work fine. Okay? the whole idea is you've got to try to stay steady to get the cut to be smooth. This is a concentrated plasma cut. I can cut really pretty small, fine detail, and I can be good with that. The other advantage of this plasma torch is the fact that when I do cut thin metal like this, it will not warp the metal. If I were to use a oxyacetylene torch, it would warp the metal. So it's a really concentrated area. So much so that sometimes I can cut that, and then within a minute or so, I can pick that up with my bare hand and not burn myself. It'll be warm, and I don't ask you to do that. I don't ask you to do that. I'm just saying it's really, really concentrated. Okay? So you always want to wear your gloves. Other safety stuff: gloves, safety glasses. Unless you wear glasses, but I'm going to wear my glasses underneath my my helmet. Okay, are we okay so far?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to cut a couple. Go ahead, Adley, move in here just a little bit, and we'll see how well we can get on top of this and do some cutting. The sparks are going to fly. What you want to make sure is that you have some jeans on. Never caught anybody on fire, but what does happen is that if your jeans have frays in them, they will catch on fire. That will catch on fire more easily. So just understand that, okay? Now, you do have some sparks. There might be just a little bit of dirt and oil. If you're ready to cut on a particular day and you want to bring old clothes, I have no problem with that. But just know that you could get some oil from the metal. You're going to get some dirt just simply being out here, and you might have some burn. It's possible to have a burn hole. Okay, now not near as much as what you would on the oxyacetylene torch or a welder, but it's possible. Okay. All right, I'm going to cut just a little bit right here, boom, boom, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do right here. So straight up and down, I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk on the other side of this helmet, so it might sound a little bit muffled. Okay? I can see my white line really well, and that's good. So I want to hold my torch such that I can still see the white line. Okay? I can also, what works best is if I can see the white line and I can pull it down. Okay? Pushing it up seems like I get jerky, but pulling it down seems like it can be smooth. I can pierce in anywhere, and you'll see that here in a second. I'm going to work a little bit on the leather so I can make some small little cuts right here. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm going to start on the kill for the antler deal. Okay, I'm going to start up here. Connor, would you hand me that knockout hammer? Yep. Once I've got that cut, you'll have this hammer here close, and it just simply knocks it out. Okay? So that's going to be close. I'm going to work a little bit more on the T and the H. I'm going to cut that all the way out, and you can hear the air compressor fire up, and so I'm using some air. Okay? This is really working really good, and you can really see the lettering really easily. I'm just trying to glide over the top. Notice if I'm going here and I get sparks flying over the top of the metal, that means I'm not cutting through. I want to proceed fairly quickly but not so fast that I have sparks flying over the top of the metal right here. Okay? A couple more cuts and then we'll take a look at it. I'm going to put a little detail on this E right here. All right, just like that. And as well as that's working, it's not going to take him long to get this knocked out. So I might need a knockout hammer. I like to use a left glove. I need a colored lens, a 6 or better. Now there's one helmet here, which is a little bit lighter, that might work a little bit better so you can see. Okay, and you're off to it. Okay, and that's a plasma cutter. Questions? Okay.